Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more Factorio, the Steam release. Alright, so I figured out how to make this thing work, right? And why this thing wasn't working when I tried to make two mixed lines. So here's an example unit. It takes one extra combinator over here, and then it requires a combinator for every single smart chest. So in practice, I think that it's a bit unlikely to be used. But basically, the issue was that the red wire connecting the chest to the smart inserter was telling it what's in there, and then the combinator was taking the input and providing two separate output signals. So it was providing, like, say, -1 coal, -1 iron. And then this thing was saying, well, if you have less than one of anything, then you're good. But it was getting -1, -1, and it did, I don't know, the math was wrong. It didn't work that way. But to make it work, what I did is I used this green wire here, connects in here, and it says each plus 0. So the sum of this is, look at the output signal right over here. That's all the crap that's in all the chests, 1.4 thousand. And then I told that to say, okay, that's signal 1. Then this thing takes each divided by -4, the number of chests, and says each. So this is then converts it in from the positive 1.4k to the -352. And then this is where the red wire from the smart inserter, instead of going directly to the chest, goes to the combinator first, and the output of the combinator goes to the smart inserter. So the combinator takes input signal, 353, and the output is, again, the sum of everything, output is 1. So then you end up with -352 plus 353 equals whatever, and now you could just throw whatever the hell you want in there, and it will keep them all balanced. It's a little bit harder to tell if it's balanced, because there's, you know, all kinds of different crap in there, but it is balanced. So I guess it'd probably be easier to test if we used, like, less stuff. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to use it. I think whenever necessary, we'll just create more train stations. That just kind of makes more sense to me, I think. Because a combinator for every single one of these, like, if we let's just do the math on it real quick. What's the cost of this station? I want to figure this out. So a substation. I should create a spreadsheet. A substation. We have 6 substations. So let's tally this stuff. I'm gonna write this down. Okay. So we've got iron, copper, steel, green circuits, red circuits, and then I should probably make it at some point so that I can break that down, because of course green circuits can be converted down into red and green, or iron and copper. Anyway, so we've got 10, 5, and 5. Substations. You know, there's probably an easier way to do this, using like a calculator or something. But anyway, maybe I'll work on this later. I'll create a spreadsheet for it. But I'm pretty sure that if you have an extra combinator, an extra arithmetic combinator for every single chest, that's going to end up making the station itself cost more than just having 2 stations. And it's also a little bit more complicated to wire. So anyway, long story short, we're not going to worry about it. Let's go ahead and... do we have a roboboard here? We don't. Okay. Wrong button. Pick up all my stuff, please. Now, what do we want to work on in this episode? Well... Wow, that is a lot of robots that popped out to do that job. I want to probably get this iron depot going. I think we're running a little bit low on iron. Network items. We got more copper now than we have iron, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to get this copper or this iron station working. You know what could be a good idea is we could just do this. We could say, train stop, load. What is this? What is this nonsense? Is that a train stop? Smart station, that's what I'm looking for. If we did that, we could kind of treat it like a regular station. Know what I'm saying? Like the actual depot, and just have them kind of next to each other. We're gonna need a combinator. And of course they need more smart inserters. They still need substations. They need signals. Train station itself. And then one more smart chest. I'm gonna have to start requesting smart chests, I think. Now the great thing about this is that this one will work just right out the gate, because as long as there's only one input, it'll count it perfectly. So all we really need to do is just create another little bit of belt here. By belt, of course, I mean train station stuff. Okay, you are still missing that one chest. And we want the robots to install it, because then they automatically do the wires for us. Okay, so these ones we'll just bring down this way. We'll say 4 inserters to combine the 3 lanes. Then pick up all of our junk. That's gonna bug some people, I'm sure. I know it's slightly bugging me, but I'm not gonna fix it. We'll do that one correctly. Yeah, it's incorrect, but it's fine. Okay, we're on iron what? Iron 3? Iron 4. Okay, let's get this guy going. I think we just maybe take a turn here. I don't really see any reason to signal there, do you? I think we're, well... I mean, even if I put a signal there, there's still going to be it's not long enough for a train to fit, so there's no point. And then over here, I think we'll, do this one about here. I did fix, between episodes, some of the signals that I had been doing. I'll go show you some of the places. Okay, so we have a new location for a 2-4 train to pick up some iron. Let's see, Trains Plus, clear the filter, settings, got a fair number of trains out there, but we have the ability to just pop down another one. No? Sad day. I think that, one thing, okay, I like the idea of having trains, like a train line that just goes from point A to point, like okay, this is the iron line, right? Trains will only go between here and iron. But the problem is that they still, like, I haven't done the thing that Steejo did in our some of the required campaign, where he made it so that the trains would like go to the highest supply train. I haven't figured out how to do that on my own yet. So for me, it still just seems a whole lot simpler to just not do that and just say, okay, here's a train. This train goes here. You know, like, whatever. And then when the train stops working, then you clearly need to do something else. You tell it to go somewhere else. Like, if I was even remembering to use Resource Monitor, I could totally check on stations at that point. Okay, the very first place you're going to go is Depot Double L, and then after that you're going to go to Iron 4 Double L. And the timings on them both are fine. We're going to read from UI. Save as line. Iron 4. Let's try doing that. My mouse has just completely stopped doing anything at all. And now it's working again. Weird. Okay. Rules. Run train. It's gonna go a little bit slower until he can get to the depot and get a little bit of fuel in him. You know, he might not actually get very much fuel. Because he's gonna depart, like, almost instantly. How much fuel are you actually gonna get in you before you head out? A little bit. 4 seconds worth. He's got plenty now. Alright, good. So he'll be good. Okay, anyway, last night I was, like, thinking about Factorio while trying to go to sleep. Because, you know, that's what you do. And I was thinking about this part, how I had said, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this because I like how it looks. But then I was realizing that this is stupid, because if we can affect 4 machines, we should affect 4 machines. It's stupid to only affect 3 machines with each beacon. And even though aesthetically it's going to look a little bit off... By the way, we're completely out of plastic. What's happened here? There's no coal. Why is there no coal? There's no coal because... the coal for that plastic factory comes from the right, and the robots are doing a really bad job. Okay, I'm going to redirect this plastic, or this coal, which comes from the storage area. Well, that's kind of weird. I guess not. We're going to have this stuff come from up here. Instead. And that way that'll get that plastic working. Because we've got plenty of coal in storage, if I'm not mistaken. There's 80,000. That's plenty to make plastic. Anyway, beacons. I was working on beacons over here. So, beacons, right? So I was thinking, okay, I used to line them up like this, but if we just line them up one more up, we get four locations, and then we go here, and this is again 4. This is again going to be 4. And I think that the math we should use here is that if the beacon can provide it to 4 places, then we'll use it. And if not, is 3 good enough? Yeah, 3's probably good enough. I mean, 3 is what I was using before, so we'll do it like that. And that just makes more sense. Right? Now, most of these machines have a crafting speed of 3. Which is a lot faster. The pollution is crazy. The energy consumption is at 1.5 megawatts, which is crazy. But hey, it is what it is. Now what this does mean is that there's a lot of locations in the factory where I have done a different layout, right? I've started using this layout a lot more often, where I'll go like this, and then I'll kind of make more of those, because I like the power pole being in the center, and this one works with regular power poles as well. I think I learned that from watching part of Colonel Will's, like, he had like 2 episodes on YouTube where he was like showing off how he starts building his mega base. I'm really not that interested in his mega base, right? Because he's played the game for like 900 hours or something insane. I don't really care about that. I want to know, like, what were his opening moves? Like, how did he build? How did he get started on it? And so I watched a couple of those episodes, and I noticed that he was using that layout a lot, and it works well. But now, in hindsight, it doesn't work so well for beacons. So we need that roboport? Not really. Okay, I think I want to focus on trying to launch some rockets. I think I also want to figure out a layout to make green circuits using beacons. The fewer beacons we could use, the better. But, let's see. If we did... Let's just say we've got copper, green circuits. And we've got them in a line. The goal being to be able to put a beacon in the center, like off by 1, so that we can hit 4 machines. We could use long-handed inserters to transfer, and we could go beacons not quite spaced as often as you'd like. Let's just see how well this is going to line up. Is it going to continue to hit 4 every time? That's still 4. This one's only hitting... Well, this one's actually hitting 6, but it's only hitting 3. So every now and then it's going to line up improperly, which is going to throw the amount of modifiers off on some of them. So is there a way that we could transfer material between these locations? What if we just bust the coil? What if we isolated the coil production from the green circuit production? That would probably allow us to beacon both. Like, what if we just did this? What if we said... Well, actually, I mean, it'd be really ideal if we could get the beacons right through the center. So they're affecting both, and we could actually put beacons on the outside as well. You could go crazy with beacons. Beaconifying, indeed. Let's see. The other thing we could do is if we really wanted to get nuts with beacons, we could stop worrying about using belts and just use robots. And the robots would allow us to make tighter grids of production. Like instead of having a belt go through here. Well, can you really get more? I mean, not really, because it only goes out 3 tiles. There's no way to like fit another chest in between or something. So there's no real drawback there. But then you are running into the carrying like the throughput issues of belts. You could do that. Copper comes in. Gets beaconified. Goes that way. The production would be pretty crazy though. We'd only be using half of a belt. And again, the goal would be to really go nuts and like have beacons over here too. And over here. So this would be copper. Okay, the problem is that to use these beacons, you can really only put the beacons on one side. Or you have room for one belt, and that's it. Number of effect sources, 8. Man, this machine would be crazy fast if we could get this thing working. I mean, it could be done. It could very easily be done with robots. I think we're gonna have to start making like a bot location. Because I don't know, I'm not seeing an easy way to make all those beacons work together. So why don't we go down here near our bots? This is where most of the bots live. Why don't we like create like a little beacon area down here? First off, do we have more roboports here? Let's get these down. They continue to go nuts on that stuff. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the beacons. And then we're gonna go a row of these guys. And then we'll do more beacons. Darn it. And then we'll do more beacons. I demand you bring me beacons. Just bring me all the beacons that are in the system. Okay, so we're looking to make some coil here. And I do think that we need to beacon the coil production too, like... It's gonna have to, we have to have an equal number of coil being added into the system to support the green. Like, we can't just not do the beaconed coil. Alright, thanks for all the beacons. So that does all that. And then we're gonna do actual requester chests. I think that there's really not a big issue with that. We'll just do 4. That way I don't have to do a huge amount of work here. We can take advantage of inserter stack size bonus. We'll do passive providers. We need to get power set up in this grid. So I think we're looking at probably going something like this. We're gonna have some overlap. That's okay. Alright, and then let's take a blueprint of these for now. Yeah, we'll just take like that whole region. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. The pole's off here? Is that what's happening? Yeah, that's why I'm getting confused. These poles are one tile off. Yes, this lines up. A bit better. Thanks, autosave. Okay, so we'll get all that done. I should have programmed these chests. Shoot. It's been a couple days since I played Factorio, so I'm a little bit off. Okay, so you're gonna request the iron plate and the coal, or coil. That is way too much that you're requesting. What's an appropriate amount to request? Well, maybe that actually isn't too crazy. I mean, these machines are going to be operating very fast once we get them going. So for now, let's go ahead and let them request that much. Okay, a couple more beacons we can put there and there and... We wanted to go that far? Yeah, okay. So that all fits. I'll put the beacons down myself since I know that I've stolen all the components. They can't make more. Okay, we gotta program the red down here. You're gonna just request copper. Now, we may need more robot charging stations to make this work. This is going to be like a pretty sizable amount of bots that are working. Now, how much copper? We don't really have much copper in storage. Alright, I need some productivity modules and more speed modules for the beacons. Shifting to the late game where we, you know, stop doing belt. Okay, first things first, we're going to put productivity modules and everything. Now, that someone did link me on the subreddit, there's a mod that you can use for inserting modules into machines using robots. We will use those, I think, in the next playthrough with Bob's mods, but for now, I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, I'm pretty far into this campaign. I've gotten along so far without really having to use it, so... So some of these beacons are not being as efficient as others because they're not in the center. We need more we need more speed modules. So you have a crafting speed of 4.25, you have a crafting speed of 5.5. Constantly waiting on coil, and there's no coil because there's no copper in the system. We've already bled the system dry of copper. So this same design we could probably use with furnaces. Let's start off with a small one. We'll go... And really, like, okay, we want the beacons to be as close by as possible, so let's just try doing, like, 4 furnaces here. And then we'll do 4 furnaces up here. And then we'll add more beacons. And then we'll say productivity modules in the furnaces. We'll do more beacons. And more beacons. You guys are going to request iron. You guys are going to request... Oh, I did that wrong. You're going to request copper ore. You're going to request iron ore. You got wrong. Okay, so you're requesting copper and iron ore. Gotcha. Okay, good. And power. Okay, so that's going to inject into the system directly. We've got some productivity modules. Not as many productivity modules fit in those furnaces. Need more speed modules, darn it. Only 4? The hell? Need more than that. I'd actually like to pull some of the speed modules, I think, from the other production area first. The other, I want to get these furnaces kind of working full speed. Yeah, like, until we get the copper, none of this really matters. So we want to put the speed modules over here first. Okay, so you have a crafting speed of 9.4. That's pretty good. It's a fair bit of copper. And we're getting more productivity out of it, which is good. Pollution's pretty high for an electric furnace, I have to say. 1.5 megawatts. Costs a lot of power. But it looks like we've got enough robot capacity to make sure that we've got these guys running non-stop. Maybe we need to bump it up. I'm not sure. The amount that's in here is only 20. This guy's got none. Yeah, I think they need a little bit more. Get a few more robots working on each chest, just to guarantee that they don't run out of supply. I don't like how that thing updates as you're moving it, because now literally, like, yeah, 888 is being brought to this chest because I accidentally put it to 20,000 for a moment. It's kind of silly. Okay, robots. How many robots do we have available? Still tons. There's tons of them available. No problem. And there's another 9,000 construction robots in the solar grid, so there's no shortage of robots. Right, cool. Well, that's gonna have to do it for this episode. I'm liking this beaconifying situation that we're looking at here. I feel like this is a pretty good way to do this. We just gotta kind of continue to extend it, and we can get every single factory is gonna be really beaconed. And it looks to me like requester chests and the robot network is gonna be the way to go if we want to get maximum exposure to the beacons. These guys are still almost never working. I think I made way too many of these and way too few furnaces. We'll keep the productivity modules in there. And why don't we expand this whole thing to about here. You are lacking the beacons. Here, I want to go back to... I put one beacon in there. Is that not enough for you? Did you need one more? Nope, I got it. Okay, well, eventually they should get all this stuff done. Let's get the productivity modules in there. I thought productivity modules were like the main thing I was going to need just metric crap tons of. Turns out, no, it's speed modules too. Like, I need a lot of these damn things. Are we within range of the system? We're not. Now, ideally, we don't want these roboports here. We want them to be one more location. Well, I guess at the end of the day, beacons are going to have to be at the end at some point, no matter what. So these beacons are just going to be half effectiveness. But this is going to be quite a bit of smelting here. I would not be surprised if very soon this starts producing more than our big, huge furnace columns do. I mean, think about it. This is crafting at a speed of 9, and our current ones have nothing in them, so they're crafting at a speed of 2. So each one of these things is worth 4.5, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 4.5. This is equivalent to 36 furnaces. And my big huge column is, yeah, this is already half of one of the columns. Right here, this little itty bitty thing. That's pretty crazy. If it was all copper, this whole block right here would be equivalent to a... Well, not quite, because this guy's not crafting quite as fast. The guys on the edges don't quite have the full speed. But we could easily fix that by extending the beacons. Anyway, I gotta wrap it up here. I'll see you again in the next episode. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.